Welcome to Measuring Success Right, the official student-led podcast of the Marriott Student Review, where we connect the leaders of tomorrow with the issues of today.
Welcome to another episode of the Measuring Success Right podcast. My name is Stuart Bird. I'm the host today, and today I'm joined by Kenzie VanOrden. Kenzie, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Stuart.
So Kenzie is the team lead of our editing team at the Marriott Student Review, and she really led out the process of editing our most recent issue. She is an editing and publishing major here at BYU, and we're going to hear about a lot of other editing opportunities that she's had recently. So, Kenzie, in addition to the Marriott Student Review, you've also done things with the Ballard Center. You're currently with the BYU Department of Continuing Education.
Mm-hmm. We just edit the BYU online courses and independent study courses. So any online courses that are offered by BYU, we edit.
And you're also doing an editing internship for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. That's a lot to do on top of school. Why did you decide to get involved with so many different things?
Yeah. I mean, I guess that was kind of the whole point of why I did it, is because I heard so many things about experiential learning. Yeah. And I only took the beginner class in editing and publishing, where it's like the career exploration ones. And everyone was talking about all these things. I was like, I have no idea if I actually like editing, or if I'm even good at it, or if I would even get along with the other people who do it. So I was like, might as well just go shoot my shot in a million different places. And that's been my whole thing with everything. Every job I've had, every internship, every student journal, it's just been like, I'm going to shoot my shot and see what happens. And, you know, there has been a lot of random things that have worked out. And then there have been things that I haven't loved and I've left.
Right.
It's just been great to kind of experiment a little bit and see what actually fits for me and how I can apply what I've learned.
I love that.
That's actually the whole reason I did it.
How do you balance it all?
That's a great question, because it's kind of hard to feel like I am balancing it all. But I think what's great about it is I do enjoy editing a lot. Yeah. So it's easy to give the time to that. There's, my social life, my family, my friends that I still need to put priority on, but I love editing. So doing these things doesn't feel like a chore, because it's just more opportunities to learn and to grow.
Yeah. So. Speaking of learning and growing, do you feel like you've learned more from these experiential opportunities, more than you would have just learned it in the classroom? Yeah,
for sure. The Marriott Student Review was my first kind of experiential learning that I did. And so it was kind of the first introduction to anything editing. I'd done a couple classes, but really I'd never been assigned to edit anything.
Yeah.
But the student lead for editing back when I joined was super helpful in giving me assignments and tips and coaching me through that process. It actually led me to realize what I wanted to do with editing.
Yeah.
I didn't want to do any novel or fiction editing, which is a pretty common aspiration within my major. But then I realized that I wanted to do academic or business editing. And I really preferred to stick to this nonfiction stuff that we could give people the facts and a clear message. So it was really helpful to figure out what I wanted to do with my life. And it also led me to gaining a couple other opportunities and jobs afterwards.
Yeah. Wow, really cool. So now, this last semester, you've been the team lead for the editing team. How many people were on your team?
This last semester, we only had 3 of us. It was Michael, our managing editor, me, and Channing.
So that's impressive. Leading a team of 3 people to produce a quality, peer-reviewed journal, an issue that's 60 pages and is full of articles. How did you do that?
There's a lot of trial and error with communication, I think, that happened, because it was my first semester as team lead, and I had only been at MSR for 3 semesters. So my 3rd semester was team lead.
Yeah.
But it was a lot of trial and error, but also a lot of learning how to rely on others and recognize their strengths, and knowing that I'm not going to be perfect and I don't know everything. So I think it was a lot of that. And then just working together to make sure that we were helping the authors say what they wanted to. Honestly, there was a lot with this issue that did go wrong, and there are still things that are wrong probably, but a lot of it was a lot of work, but it was helpful to see just how well we could work together as a team and kind of see what we need to change and how it does work in the production process. There was a lot more class collaboration on this one. It was a lot more helpful because we got to give everyone experience in editing.
Yeah, that's right.
So it was really fun to see everyone kind of take a stab at it. It was that collaboration. So you feel like you're bigger than just the one team.
Totally.
So it was really helpful because we had a small team of editors. So it was just the 3 of us. And it just at first felt really overwhelming. But as we broke it down and gave it out to everyone in the class and we all helped to write or edit, It started to be a lot more manageable. My favorite part was getting to see how each author responded and how like each editor, whether it was just someone from the class or our editing team, got to kind of help the authors see what they really wanted to accomplish with an article. So it just was really fun to see how 60 pages actually was really manageable in smaller pieces. And we edited more than that. We did 3 other articles that didn't end up in the issue.
Oh, yeah.
And so we did a lot more editing too. It was really cool to see how, when you broke it down, it was a lot easier, even though it seems like a big thing to do in just a semester.
It seems like from this experience, you already mentioned you learned that someday you do have interest in editing for academic or business journals, but you've also gained leadership skills, learning how to delegate, learning how to work with the team and lead a team. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, for sure. It's not easy to make a schedule or make sure that we're getting everything to design on time. And we had to troubleshoot some of that and work with some time crunches, but learning how to lead a team is a big stretch.
Right. I don't know if we ever just learn that in a normal classroom, but once again, searching for these experiential opportunities on campus can provide those learning opportunities. So let's talk about this issue. It's titled Believe. Would you like to speak to that and what Believe means and why this is named Believe? Yeah.
So last year, the year of 2025, we had our 2 semesters of production, right? So we did 3 different issues during that. And so it was Become, Belong, and then Believe. So we kind of stuck with that theme of the B attributes, right? This one especially, though, we wanted to nail down that believing could lead you not only to success, but it could strengthen your faith in Jesus Christ. Like if you believe in him, then it helps to further your education, your success in the business world. And so that was a lot of what we felt these articles conveyed. The whole goal was not just believing in yourself, but believing in a higher power and really focusing on how that faith and believing in him can help us believe in ourselves and become successful in the business world.
That's really cool. You know, that's one of the values of the Marriott School of Business, faith in Jesus Christ. And we believe that's one of the metrics for measuring success in healthy ways. Why do you think faith in Jesus Christ is one of those that the Marriott School has?
I think there's a lot of reasons for it. Not only are we BYU and it's super important to everything we do, but I think especially in business, there's something to say when you can stick to your values and you can say that Christ is going to be first before everything. There's a lot of things, you know, in today's world that could try and compromise your values, especially if you don't have that strong foundation in Christ.
Totally.
So
I love that. Thank you. We want to ask you the question that we ask all of our guests now. We want to ask you about measuring success right. Let's first talk about, in general, as an editor. How does an editor measure the success of their work?
I think for an editor, it can be a little difficult because I think a lot of editors are kind of perfectionists. We like to make sure we catch every detail. We like to make sure that we're doing the best we can. There's a lot of room to grow always as an editor. There's always going to be another stylistic change that could happen. There's always going to be some kind of grammar mistake because nobody's perfect. And I think it's hard to believe that you've gotten everything you can do. But the best way to measure success as an editor, I think, would be to see that your author is happy with their work, that they're happy to see it go out and they feel content with where it's at, but also to see that the work that you're editing is going to make a change in the world, whatever change that may be, whether it's small or big, but also that it's going to uplift and change people. So
cool. And I see that in this most recent issue of the Marriott Student Review. It does have the potential to uplift and help people, and it's very well edited. Now I want to ask you personally, how do you measure success in your life?
I think it goes along with the belief and faith in Jesus Christ. I think my success comes a lot more through where I'm at and my standing with Christ. And so, well, if it's uplifting me and strengthening my faith in Jesus Christ, I know that I've been successful in whatever aspect that might be, that I've been successful in staying true to my beliefs and my faith.
Thank you. Well, Kenzie, thank you for joining us for another episode of this Measuring Success Right podcast. We hope that our listeners will go pick up the Believe issue of the Marriott Student Review on campus somewhere, or you can soon find it online on our website. Again, thank you for joining us for another episode.
Thank you for listening to the Measuring Success Right podcast. If you like this episode, please share it with a friend and subscribe so you don't miss the next interview. The Measuring Success Right podcast is a production of the Marriott Student Review. This episode was produced by Stuart Bird, Allison Pope, Greta Ackerman, Ellie Lewis, and James Call.
The views and opinions expressed in this podcast do not reflect the official views or opinions of Brigham Young University or the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.